There's a moment that happens before class even starts. You walk in, you look around, and immediately start doing this mental checklist. Where do I put my mat? Am I in someone's spot? Why does everyone look like they know what they're doing except for me? And within about 10 seconds, you've already decided, I don't belong here. So you either stay quiet and try to blend in, or you don't come back ever again. And that's truly heartbreaking. Now here's the part that nobody tells you. That feeling has almost nothing to do with your ability. Hi, I'm Dominique, the owner of Body, Mind, Fitness. I'm a personal trainer, a registered yoga teacher, a nutrition coach, and a teacher of yoga teachers. I help women build strength, body awareness, and confidence in how they move, especially if you've ever felt a little lost or out of place in traditional fitness spaces. I also specialize in core and pelvic health. I work mostly with beginners and with women who haven't worked out in a while and are ready to come back to movement in a way that's actually sustainable. I work with clients here at my studio in London, Ontario, and online with people from all over the world. And if you're enjoying this video, it really helps if you hit like, subscribe, and tap on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And of course, thank you as always for being here today. Picture this. You're trying to follow along, but you're half a second behind everyone else. People are moving, transitioning, changing positions. It almost looks like a well-choreographed dance. And you're still trying to figure out, what was that last thing that we were doing? It's like that one time I was in a step class, and I will fully admit this was very, very short-lived. And I finally figured out the specific movement that we were doing, and I really gave it my all. It was like arms in the air, like it was a big movement, only to realize everyone else had already moved on. It was a little embarrassing. I probably turned a little red. It's okay. I survived. So what do you do in those moments? You start watching other people instead of listening to your body. You try to copy what they're doing, move exactly the way they're moving, even though your brain is getting more of a workout than your body ever will. And the whole time there's this little voice running in the background. Am I doing this wrong? Do I look ridiculous? Should I even be here? I know that feeling really, really well. I didn't grow up athletic. Gym class wasn't my thing. I spent a lot of time trying to look like I knew what I was doing, while very much not knowing what I was doing. So if you've ever felt awkward, behind, stiff, or just completely out of place, I need you to hear this, and don't roll your eyes at me. You are not the problem. The environment just wasn't built with you in mind, because somewhere along the way, we turned movement into something performative, where it looks like everyone knows the rules. Everyone moves the same way. Everyone just gets it. And if you don't, you assume you're the problem. It's hard not to make that assumption, but you're not. Yoga isn't about getting into the deepest version of a pose possible. It's not even about being flexible. It's not about making things look good. At its core, it's awareness. It's your ability to notice what you feel, where you feel it, and what your body actually needs in that moment. That's the practice. I had someone in class this week who needed to switch into a different time slot, which is totally doable, by the way. When she walked in, she was so worried about taking someone else's spot. Have you ever been there before? First class I walked into, I stood in someone's spot. She reminded me of my grandma and she yelled at me. I totally get it. But for her, it was like she was going to walk in and mess everything up for everyone who regularly attends that class. And I remember thinking, that's such a real fear. Because when something feels unfamiliar, it feels like everyone else belongs there and you don't. Even though she's been coming to classes here for years, she still felt a little off in that class. But the reality, no one cared. Not in a dismissive way, in a supportive way. People were just so happy that she joined them for class that day because they loved the class. That's the kind of space I've always strived to create. But that fear of I don't belong here, that shows up way before someone even walks through the door. Most people think the problem is, I'm not flexible enough. I don't know enough. I'm not fit enough. But that's not it. The real problem is you've been taught to focus on what movement looks like instead of what it feels like. So instead of asking, am I doing this right? I want you to ask yourself 3 things. Where do I feel this? Does this feel like effort or does this feel like pain? And can I breathe here or am I holding my breath? That's it. That's your starting point. Because when you focus on what something looks like, you disconnect from your body. And when you disconnect from your body, everything feels confusing. And the results you're looking for, no matter what they are, nowhere to be seen. That's when you feel behind. That's when you feel like you don't belong. That's when you start thinking you're doing it wrong. But when you shift your attention inward, movement starts to make sense. And just so we're clear here, you don't need to be flexible, you don't need to get in shape first, and you don't need to know what you're doing. You're already breathing, and you do in fact have a body. So right away, you're not starting from ground zero. You're in fact off to a fantastic start. This is exactly why I teach the way that I do. Because I don't believe you should have to fit into yoga. I believe yoga should fit you. And this is actually a really good time to try this for yourself. From April 13th to 16th, 2026, at the time of this recording, I'm running Pay What You Can Week. And depending on when you're watching this in the future, hi, by the way, then there's probably another one just around the corner. So you can sign up, come to class, decide what you pay, like truly, honestly, and experience this, everything we've talked about. And then figure out what works for your body without worrying about getting it right and without worrying about committing to something long-term right away. It's a chance to walk into a space, in studio or virtually, where you don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to look a certain way. You just have to show up. Spaces are limited in studio, but fully available online. And you can find all the details and get yourself signed up below. Just a heads up, all prices are in Canadian. The goal isn't to prove that you belong. It's to find a space where you feel like you already do. And that's exactly what this is here for. Before you go, just a quick reminder. You don't have to do everything perfectly to make progress. You just have to keep showing up in a way that feels doable for you. If something in this video helped or even just made things feel a little bit clearer, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. I read all the comments, truly. I care, and it helps create more of what you actually need. And if you're ready for more support, whether that's strength, mobility, or reconnecting with your body in a way that feels good again, you can find all the ways to work with me in the description box below. I'll see you in the next one.